Hi boys and girls. Today we're going to be working on page 76. We're going to be continuing in culture, and today we're going to be looking at the section called Sights and Sounds. Every culture also has its own special music. When people move from one place to another, they bring the music they love with them. Africans who came to the United States, for example, brought their music with them. Jazz, blues, and ragtime are all kinds of music that grew out of African music. Bluegrass is a type of folk music played on fiddles, banjos, and guitars. It traces its roots to immigrants from Ireland and Scotland who settled in the Appalachian Mountains. The Midwest is also known for its music. Cleveland, Ohio disc jockey Alan Freed helped promote rock and roll in the 1950s. Detroit, Michigan is famous for its soul music. Nashville, Tennessee is the home of country music. Fun facts about music. Jazz began in New Orleans, Louisiana. Hip-hop music began in New York City. Country music combines songs from cowboys in the West with folk music from the East. Zydeco, a musical style that uses an accordion, comes from the Cajun region of southern Louisiana. Rock and roll music began in the South. It combines country, jazz, and African American rhythms. And soul music combines African American gospel songs with blues music. So take a second, think about those types of music that we just read about, and write a sentence about what type of music you listen to the most. Things to see and do. Do you love to play sports? Sports are an important part of a culture. Many sports are played throughout the United States. Lacrosse was created by Native Americans hundreds of years ago. It was probably North America's first sport. French settlers in Canada began playing it too. Ice hockey may have developed from this Native American game. Baseball, soccer, football, and basketball are just some of the other types of sports we play. Where people live also affects what type of activities they do. Many people who live near mountains like to hike. People who live near the ocean often sail boats along the coast. In the Midwest, many people visit museums to see artifacts and fine art. In the West, many people camp and visit national parks. In warmer regions, people can visit theme parks and aquariums year-round. Caption says in Florida, you can visit Walt Disney World or play soccer with your friends below. Languages and stories. Another way to learn about a culture is to study its language and stories. Did you know that many English words are based on the German language? English is the most widely spoken language in the United States. But we have many other languages as well. Spanish, French, Haitian, Creole, Chinese, and Portuguese are just some examples of the languages people speak. Many of these languages were brought to the United States by immigrants. You can learn about different cultures by studying poems, legends, and songs too. Some stories are told to answer questions about people or events from the past. Others teach morals or lessons. No matter what kind of story is told, people can share their culture with others through stories. Put it all together. The United States has a very diverse culture. Some characteristics are the same across the country. Others are specific to each region. Complete the chart below with information you learned about each region. This chart will be useful as you read the rest of the unit. So boys and girls, you can take some time. This is an optional activity, but you can go back in the text and look for these different regions that they mention, and then write down some things about culture for each region. And then we do want you all to complete the essential question, and you're going to upload a picture of this in your assignment today. So the question is, how does diversity influence culture? And so what we want you to do is just go back in your text and think about all of the things we read about the people and the immigrants that came from different places and all the different celebrations and foods and languages and holidays and sports and even buildings. Think about all those different things that we read about and how does that influence culture? So go ahead and write at least 2 sentences, nice complete 3rd grade sentences about how diversity influences culture.